What's up, people? It's me, Crimson, and for my 800th video, I decided to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is a movie that I watched a long time ago during my childhood. It was one of my favorite movies to watch. As a Disney movie, I was a big Disney fan back in the day. And The Little Mermaid was a really good movie. Like back then, I really enjoyed watching it. I watched this movie like over and over and over and over and over again. The reason I'm doing a video on this because I recently watched The Little Mermaid again. I work at a children's hospital and I was able to see the movie again. You know, it's like I didn't have really no choice but to watch the movie. You know, anything else would have been, there's nothing else to do. And after watching the movie again, a whole bunch of questions rose up. Like I didn't really, the details that I learned through this movie while watching the movie again arose that I didn't really pay attention to before when I was younger. I didn't really care. It was singing and dancing and colorful and all that good shit. And it was just a great movie, for the time. But now that I've seen it again, I got a few things to talk about here. So let's get started. The movie The Little Mermaid stars the Little Mermaid Ariel. The Ariel is the youngest of 7 sisters. The sisters' name is The sisters' names are Aquata, Adrienne, Arista, Atina, Adela, and Alina. Right? But we won't care about those later. They're only mentioned one time in the beginning of the video, and so we'll forget all about them. And their father is King Triton, king of Atlantis, right? The big man, the big wig. He rules all that he surveys in the ocean. And there's a couple more characters, but they don't really matter. They're support characters. Anyway, we're talking about Ariel, a fine, beautiful mermaid that's 16 years old. Whoa, hold on. This little girl is 16 years old. We shouldn't even be watching this. I shouldn't be watching this being 25 right now. This is already heading into pedo territory because you got a little mermaid that's half naked wearing seashells as, a bra. And she has a fin on, but pretty much she's naked. All she's wearing is just seashells for bras, for a bra. So, alright, so that's one. Remember that. Anyway, Ariel is this very, very curious little mermaid that wants to know how it is to be a human on dry land above the ocean. She's tired of the ocean, and what she does is collect little trinkets that fall from ships and random stuff, and puts it in this big giant room, and she collects all these nets so that way she can look at them and drink about the world above and how it is to be a human instead of a mermaid, because she don't like being a mermaid and all la. One day she went up and seen Prince Eric on a ship and instantly fell in love with this asshole, douchebag, whatever. He's apparently a prince, right? And he was coming from a trip where he just dumped this other bitch because she wasn't the one. And anyway, details happen, and then Ariel ends up saving Eric. Well, I'm skipping over a whole bunch of shit. Like shit went down. Blah, 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 blah. So she sings a song that wakes him up, and Eric wakes up and like, oh, I just heard an amazing song. Some girl rescue me. I gotta find this girl, blah, 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 blah. I'm love stuff, stupid. I gotta find this girl, and I'm gonna marry her. So, okay. On this part right here, I really can't really blame, Eric. He has what's it called? Nightingale syndrome, or something syndrome. It's something like whenever you're in a life or death situation and someone saves you, you instantly fall in love with that person. It's happened. It's some sort of medical condition. I don't know the exact name of it. Anyway, skipping on ahead, Daddy finds out that Ariel went up to the world above and seen humans and had contact with humans. See, King Triton is a bit of a racist. Well, not really a bit, like a big racist. He's racist against humans. He doesn't trust them. They're evil. They, vicious, whatever. He's racist. He don't like humans. And he's telling Ariel, like, Ariel, look, you gotta stay away from humans. Because humans are bad. They do this shit. They do that shit. Humans have no brains and blah, blah, blah. They'll eat you. They'll sell you off. Blah, 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 blah. Angry, racist shit. And Ariel says, I love him. And what? I love him. I love humans. I want to be the human. And Triton goes full rage mode here and just destroys everything. He destroys that shit and that shit and that shit over there and this shit over here. And then eventually he just blows the shit out of the statue right here. Right? Blows the shit out of the statue. And Ariel's all pissed off. Now, let me make a quick note here. This happened in 2 days span. Okay? 2 days. Alright? 1 day, 2 days. I skipped a whole bunch of details you don't need to know. Watch the movie. Anyway, Ariel gets upset and like, oh, my heart broken. Oh, Daddy destroyed all my shit. So she went to go see this ugly octopus human hybrid person, Ursula. Skipping over a few details, but long story short, Ursula says, look, you signed this contract here. You got 3 days. And you find your Prince Charming, kiss, true love's kiss, blah, 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 blah. And if you do this in 3 days, you'll become a human and get to stay with him forever. But the thing is, you had to pay with your voice. And Ariel's like, oh no. If I leave, I'll never see my parents again. Or sisters again. But if I go, I get to be with Eric, the one I love. I'm just going to take a random chance and trying to get this person. So yes, I'll do it. And so Ursula's like, yeah, gotcha, bitch. And takes her, voice, whole traumatic thing. Just look at the pictures, man. It's just all kinds of evil and stuff. And then she goes into a big bubble and then, bow, she's naked. Now, I want to make a little note here that when I watched the original Mermaid, or from what I remember, I don't remember her wearing a bra. I remember her being just completely fucking nude, alright? It's just that her hair was long enough to cover her boobs, and then they did a whole bunch of shots where it just caught her upper body with her hair covering her boobs and just, nothing showing and stuff like that. Eventually, Eric just conveniently finds her, after she covers up with some kind of sheet or something, like, hey, what's up? You look cute. Why don't you roll over my house? And Ariel's like, oh yeah, that's right. Ariel can't say shit. So Eric's like, you know what? Fucking hot ass redhead. Bring her over to my house, dress her up, present her to all my peoples. Maybe, she'll be DTF later. So things happen. They went on the boat, fish singing and all that good shit. And then they almost kiss, and then they end up in the water. Right? Details missing. A whole bunch of details and shit. But Ursula sees this like, oh shit. I don't want her to get her, I don't want to be out of the deal. I want to capture her. Right? So she turns into a human with Ariel's voice and starts singing la da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, this asshole Eric, being a dumbass, just goes, bow. I'm going to straight up marry this chick. Now, Eric, this is where Eric becomes a little asshole, okay? Despite many details, it's kind of like this. You already had a redhead who's DTF right in the boat, right? And then overnight, this random brunette chick comes around and starts singing, and all of a sudden, you just like, oh, I'm ready to marry this chick. Let's get married right now. Pow! I mean, this all happened in the span of like 2 days, right? The whole sequence with the whole meeting and the dating and the singing fish and all that stuff, that took 2 days. This bitch shows up after the whole boat incident, and then comes up, and Eric's ready to marry her that morning. So you have to wonder what Ursula or this brunette chick is up to. Ariel's, all heartbroken and shit. Like, oh, I was so DTF. Why the fuck did he go for this brunette chick? All he had to do was just kiss me. Alright, this ugly bitch wear blue shit and the fucking singing and shit. I used to sing and could do this. So the brunette chick's like, oh, I got this bitch. I got this motherfucker. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich. And then all of a sudden we find out, bam, she's Ursula in disguise. It's like, oh shit. I can't believe this. Now Ariel's all mad at shit. Like she finds out, missing a couple details here. But the wedding starts, they about to get married, preachers preaching and all that good shit, man. Ursula in human form looks behind her and bam, nature just comes up and ruins your wedding. Okay. Now I want you to know this, man. Like fucking when nature comes and ruins your wedding, it's a bad sign. Okay. Birds attack you and all this shit, man. Crazy mass birds flying up your skirt and shit, man. It's just bad. Now I want you to pay attention. I want you to look at Eric. Eric just standing there, just like, do. He's completely brain dead up there, man. He's just gone. All right. So, details missing there, but Ursula's all kinds of mad. Ariel pops up out of nowhere. It's like, Eric, I love you so much, and Eric's like, man, I was just about to get married to another bitch, but if this bitch want to get down right here, right now, man, we'll all do this. Now, mind you, this is a wedding. People are there. Despite the fact there was like nature attacking and shit, people are there. He's DTF right now. They both DTF. The sun is setting and all this good shit, and then all of a sudden, pow! Oh crap! What the hell? Eric's looking like, what the fuck is happening? Ariel's going like, and then boom, turns back into a mermaid. Right? Ursula, being, fucking human form, turns back into this fucking octopus hybrid human shit. Anyway, it goes, I got you, bitch. And then catches her, swims down the bottom when Dad, comes up and like, what the fuck are you doing with my daughter? You ugly hybrid masochist shit. I don't know. Fucking ugly bitch. And Ursula's like, man, she signed the fucking contract, dude. But if you want to take her place, I can, make that happen. And then you can become my evil slave bitch. Doing all my chores and cleaning up all the nasty stuff and doing all kinds of other stuff. We're not going to go in details there because it's just nasty enough just looking at her. But then Eric comes back to the senses like, oh, it's time for me to be a hero and save my girl and her dad, get some brownie points and all that shit. So he jumps in the water. And then, other shit goes down and Ursula becomes into a bigger octopus hybrid shit with the Triton and the crown and all that nasty shit. And Eric, skipping more details, is on the boat all again. Like he went to the water, to the boat, and it's like, oh, I'm going to drive this boat, goes ride the whip, and then bow, Ursula's dead. So skipped a whole bunch of details, but look, let me just explain something here. All this happened within the span of 5 days. So 3 days goes on. This dude goes on a date, falls in the water, finds another chick, tries to marry her, dumps her for Ariel again, then kills a giant octopus, all with the span of 3 days. All right, it was like 2 days from Ariel to make a deal with Ursula, 3 days for the whole kiss and shit. Right, so bam, 5 days in total. Bam, Ariel kiss Eric, and to get married the very fucking next day, rainbows and shit and all. My question is, how the fuck is someone gonna get married in like 6 days? This whole thing took place in the span of 6 days. Not months, not years, fucking 6 days. Okay? Alright, and this is supposed to be one of the greatest stories of all time, but right here it promotes little girls that it's okay to fucking marry somebody within a fucking week. Okay, you know. Yeah, and then on the other things like it shows that areas when to explore different species or different races of people, which kind of benefits me because I do not discriminate against anybody of any different culture, especially the women. As long as you're hot, beautiful, and all that good stuff, and have a good personality, I'm there for you right there. I don't really give a fuck where you come from or what skin color you are. Bam. That's the only good lesson, right? That comes from like the Little Mermaid. Like, just because somebody's of a different race than you are doesn't mean anything, man. Y'all can still find love. But the bad thing is that one, she's 16 years old. You shouldn't be getting married at fucking 16, right? Especially like in America. That's what I'm talking about, America. You're 16 years old, right? You're going off on an adventure, making deals with shady ass people, and getting caught up in situations, and daddy has to bail you out and shit. Daddy comes out better at the end. He's just there with the crown and everything happens. Everything turns out well in the end. Skipping a whole bunch of details about all the consequences and shit, but it's crazy, right? I don't get this movie now. Still a great movie. I'll watch it over and over again, but it's just like, for the singing and shit. Under the Sea and Poor Unfortunate Soul and Kiss the Girl. Kiss the Girl is one of the greatest songs I have ever heard, especially the remake of it. Just look up Kiss the Girl remake. It's amazing. But that's my review on The Little Mermaid. I hope you enjoyed it. Till then, this is Crimson Legendary Status out. Peace.